I think we've honestly had enough, had a great show here. I could belabor it, keep you on, keep you longer. Well, why don't you tell us where people can go to pick up your product or pick up the Voluntarist suit, and anywhere else you want to send them to pick up stuff?
Yeah, I would love that. If you check out on Indiegogo, Voluntarius Suit Saga 1, basically just go to Indiegogo, search in Voluntarius, or you can go to my website, VOL, that's V as in Voluntarist, VOLCOMIC, volcomic.com. It'll get you over there too. And to my newly released print copies of Voluntarist Origins. So we had been waiting 3 months for them to finally post it because they were backlogged from just so much stuff, at the printer and at the print on demand company. So they finally got it out. Now you can actually get this beautiful trade paperback, which has all the 1 through 6 issues inside of it, along with this beautiful full wrap cover. And on the back it says, "What does it mean to be truly free?" And I'm just very proud of this work because we actually spent like a year and a half doing a remaster because the first 2 issues were done with a different company that went defunct, different artists. We wanted to tune everything up. So we redid the covers on the 1 through 5. We redid issues 1 and 2. I lettered it all myself. So now everything is uniform. It's beautiful. I'm proud of it. I have production control in my hands now. So the quality control is there. And of course, my wife, Fa, is a great help at, that quality control and assurance. So I am so proud of it. I'm super thrilled. Like before I was a little embarrassed and I didn't want to tell people about Voluntarius because I'm like, oh gosh, there's so many things that I need to fix. Now it's, the floodgates are opened. I'm like, go get it, pick it up. I am not ashamed of what I have. I have, worked so hard to make this beautiful and engaging. And now, we have the next arc coming out, which is, again, a continuation of that beautiful and engaging content.
So how long have you been working on the Voluntarius comic? Like from the first thought of issue 1 to the release of this particular, trade paperback?
Yeah, about, you could say 11 years because there was a precursor to Voluntarius where I did this cosplay thing with my brother and we held up signs saying taxation is theft outside. It was kind of this funny, goofy thing that we did. And then years later, because I liked cosplay and comics, I eventually got to the point where I was going to develop Voluntarius into a comic book. And this was in 2012 when I was writing that script while I was studying for the bar exam. So I then, that fall, did my first Voluntarius campaign. And then for the first 5-ish years, I was in the trenches, working on things, having failures, making mistakes, and doing then changes to do Futureverse prototypes to build some excitement back, and then eventually coming to the point okay, I got my, pretty much my hands around this, and I started the Origins series. And then since that time, I had more improvements to do, but since that time, about 5-ish, 6 years ago, I kept building the actual canon origin story. And that just flourish because, after I had my first Origins 1, every campaign since then has been over 100% funded. Everything has been, super well, orchestrated. And I'm really proud of what we're able to offer now because it's just perfect. And I have, everything in a way where I don't have to worry anymore that things won't be good because I took back the reins of the management, whereas before it was with an intermediary company. They kind of orchestrate things, and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So I just got tired of the issues and the problems. Like, I can do this. So now that it's in my hands back again, it's just amazing. I'm very proud of it.
The reason I did ask that question is because for the guys out there struggling to put out that first product, you're probably not going to be happy with it after it's done. The point is you have to start the process. You have to learn the process. You have to go through the process. And you can always touch it up later. There's a reason for second editions. There's a reason people, re-release things. Because sometimes you got to put out what you got to put out to start building that fan base. Jack, thank you so much for coming on again. This will be, I think when this actually airs, you'll be the first guest that's actually had their episode out that I've had on twice.
Oh, wow. I like it. I love the being first for people. It makes me happy.
Any last words you want to get out there for creators out there?
Yeah, I think what you said was exactly nail on the head there. We're, never going to get to our big successful production of whatever it is we want to do without starting somewhere, right? We're not going to be able to have an amazing outcome of a book, comic book, music video, whatever it is you want to do creatively until you actually go for it and experiment and play around and learn. And if you don't, you'll never be at the final point. You'll never get there. You'll never learn the skills. You never make the mistakes. You'll never have a chance to move forward. The thing is, just don't fail too big, right? Don't do something where you do this. I'm going to fundraise $1 million and goof in a big way where you get into debt and you're stuck or something.
Yeah.
Fail small, fail often, learn from those mistakes, but then grow along the way and keep growing. And eventually, just like any talented artist or whatever else, you'll get to the point where people say, wow, you're so good. But of course, they don't know all the rough drafts you had and all the mistakes you had and the nights agonizing over, okay, wow, what do I do better?
You don't get to the best year you've ever had without realizing I need to get rid of that company that's middle managing what I'm doing here.
Exactly right. And you don't get there too also without listening to some valid criticism and feedback as well where it's merited, right? So I always say it too, like listen to feedback. Of course, if it's junk feedback and you know it's junk because it's just calling you names, it's just denigrating you, it's just put downs, right? That's not feedback. Feedback is, hey, I thought on this page, the speech bubble was not really legible or something was cut off. Or, oh, with your song, it sounded a little bit scratchy at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. It sounded like it, overdrove, right? The specific feedback that tells you something to fix, that's feedback, right? Where you can check that objectively and know, okay. But someone just saying, oh, you're cringe, you're crap, that's not feedback, okay? So just keep that in mind. Look for feedback that's specific, check it, see, okay, does this make sense? Ask someone else, right? That's how you can grow as well.
Well, as a marketer, I'd say that's actually quality feedback. It lets me know who my audience isn't.
Right.
Pull that guy out of whatever marketing he was getting.
Right.